Hey, what's up YouTube, it's Anchor here. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about why I think Update 3 will be the best update ever to happen in Grand Prix Online. So, let's start by going over some of the things that I'm looking forward to. So, in Update 3 they're adding Seekings, Dungeons, well, those two things first, and those two things are going to give players another way, or two more ways, to find fruits. Now, why this is important and why it's such a good thing is it allows players who want a double fruit to have more opportunities of getting the fruit they want. So now, you don't just have to ship farm, you can, for example, kill Seekings, or you could do in dungeon mode, and these things, they're not necessarily as boring as ship farming, and they also have, like, it's not hidden behind a bounty. Like, you don't, I assume that you don't need bounty to farm Seekings, you can farm them straight off the bat. So that's pretty useful. And that also provides a stream of endless content, because dungeon mode, I assume, will just keep going with new waves until you die. So that will create like a new, thing to do in the game. Like I imagine a lot of people are going to make videos like trying to get as many waves as possible in Grand Prix Online, or the longest wave run in dungeon mode, that kind of thing. And it also, yeah, I think that will add, it really will start to highlight the PvE side of the game, because Arena mode was great because it kind of gave PvP a platform, but now PvE, so versus bosses and NPCs, that's also getting a platform, which I think is great for the game. And next up we have the Easter drops. Okay, so the Easter drops are, why I think they're going to be so great is because these are drops that people actually want, like and could be used in the current meta. Like that hammer could very easily be used in the current meta of the game in PvP. So, like, people did want the Valentine's Day drops, they did, but unless you're running some sort of bouquet build, you're probably not going to use the bouquet, and the bow is pretty good, but it's not really that special. So I know a lot of people who just didn't farm the Valentine's Day drops. Whereas the Easter drops, I know a lot of people who are very excited for them, because these drops are drops that we can use in the game, and drops that are going to be useful and good for PvP, good for PvE. Like you saw on the clip, they use the little bunny things that I'll show on screen now to farm bosses, which is pretty cool, I think. And next up we have the original stuff that's being added. So if you aren't familiar, GPO is adding a lot of stuff that is not in the anime. So for example, in One Piece, you don't have seeking armor, or seeking masks, or pets, or like dungeon mode. So these things are original concepts that Furyu, and I assume it's dev team too, thought up themselves. And honestly, I think this is a great thing for the game, because a lot of the time anime games, they try and stick too close to the source material, and a lot of things just don't translate over to the game. Like, you can't add certain things in because it's not fun. So I'm happy they're taking their own steps to like make it more creative, and also obviously the elephant in the room, it will help against copyright, because they can't copyright stuff that Furyu made up. But on with the rest of these points I have written down. They're adding iconic characters and weapons that we are all looking forward to. So they're adding Whitebeard, a Whitebeard boss, and his Bicento. Now these are things that I know a lot of people have wanted. This is like, One Piece games normally have like 5 weapons, right? They have katanas, cutlasses, and they have Yoru, which is Mihawk's sword. They have Bicento, and occasionally they have like a few other ones, like they have 3 sword style. But these are the things that the game, like, people want from a One Piece game. They want to be able to use Bicento, like to as a sword. And I've seen the video, and I think it looks amazing. I'll put an image on screen of the Bicento right now. But honestly, the fact that they're adding such iconic weapons and characters into the game is going to be great for the game, I think. And next up we have that the ocean will become more immersive due to Seekings. So before, if you were sailing around, it wasn't too dangerous, because ships aren't that... NPC ships will destroy your ship, but they won't kill you. Whereas Seekings will kill you, I think. So what this means is they lock onto your character instead of your ship, which makes it even harder to sail around, because you can't just despawn your ship and respawn your ship, because a Seeking will just eat you. So I think this will be very interesting, and it'll make the sea more dangerous and immersive. And next up we have removing infinite combos and balancing devil fruits. So, Yu has promised to remove infinite combos in this update. Whether he will or not is still yet to see. I personally believe he won't. He won't fully, because there are certain things in the game that will be used to make new infinite combos, and I feel like people will always find new ways, so we can't completely erase them. But I am happy that he's making some changes, and also there's going to be a lot of balancing coming in Update 3. A lot of fruits are getting nerfed, a lot of fruits are getting buffed. I think Mera's getting buffed. I think Goro might be getting nerfed. I'll have to check, but it's a lot of fruits are getting nerfed and buffed. But more importantly, onto the next point, we have fighting styles are getting a buff. So Blackleg is getting the step up from Blackleg, which is going to be Diable Jambe, and Seeking Katana is going to be coming in for one sword style. Now you're probably wondering, why is this important? Why do fighting styles need a buff? Well, I'll tell you why now. Because fighting styles in GPO have been outdated. They haven't changed since since the game came out. So they're a bit out. Like one sword style, I personally believe it can be very useful and it can be used, but in my opinion, it is slightly outdated. It's not. It hasn't. As the game has developed and as better stuff has come out, like all these new boss drops, like Trident and Pole, and all these new weapons, one sword style really didn't catch up. It really hasn't been catching up, and Blackleg is also really powerful, but it never had the range. But Diable Jambe is going to give Blackleg the range and the damage to compete, so I'm really looking forward to that. Next up, we have lots of crew and team-based content. So of course we have dungeon mode being added, among other things. But I think this is very important for the game because let's be honest, a lot of playing GPO is not done solo. A lot of playing GPO is done in a group. If you want to farm bosses like Enel, Gravito, Neptune, you kind of need a raid team. And also, if you're doing like most of the game is spent in a crew. Like if most people who play the game are in a big crew. Like maybe they're in maybe they're in Silver Moon, or they're in Whitebeard, or they're in something, right? Or even maybe they're in a little group. But my point is that in this update we're getting dungeon mode, which will be a big team event. So it means that you can get your whole crew in and work together, and it'll be good for teamwork and having fun with friends. And honestly, I've always felt like that's what One Piece games needed. I've always felt like One Piece games needed to have that kind of community aspect. So I'm looking forward to that. And that's pretty much all I have to cover for Update 3. But yeah, this is why I think Update 3 will be the best update to ever come to the game as of yet. And I mean, maybe in the future they'll surpass this, hopefully. But the point is, yeah, this is the best update to the game yet. And yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.